Welcome to the Clubhouse Streets. Appreciate everybody for being here. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We have part two of ISUPK versus IUIC. Captain Tazariak invades the room and sets the record straight. Priest Den and Allah as well. Let's listen in.
When a white man came in the room on my show and he called himself putting Alizar down to build me up, I shut him down too. Because none of this is for me, speaking for Captain Tazariak specifically, none of this is personal for me. This is about the business. I'm sorry. This is about the business of the Most High. So I don't hold none of this personal. I ain't got nothing personally against Zabak, any brother or anybody, and y'all all know this. That's why when anything happens, y'all contact me because y'all know this. But if we gonna talk about who's saying what, just take the ownership. One more thing. That video, the reason why I brought up that video is because, and if y'all want to say it's the same thing with us, on one side, Shower Paul was being an excellent brother, telling me about it. But when he sends me the video, and it's from Chief Ephraim's page making fun of the brothers, I told him, I said, you might as well not even send me the video. Like, why tell me you're giving me a video to help catch the cats that stole the car? Then the video you send me, I got to watch y'all make fun of them brothers getting their car stolen. So you got two brothers in the same organization, but they not together. They're divided. One is trying to be a brother. One is like, fuck that, I'm going to get it because ISUPK talked about us. So the same way y'all want to nitpick things that y'all say we do is the same thing y'all are guilty of with me directly. I'm not speaking from rumors. I'm speaking from actual interactions that I have. When I say rumors, meaning something that I don't personally know of. And the men that are in this room, Salapar is in the room, so I'm not saying anything that he can't attest to. So again, that day, them brothers had every right to stop getting oppressed by these cats that formed on purpose to come to their camp, to take their spot. And them brothers didn't say nothing to the other than battling with words. Outside of battling with words, they didn't violate them brothers in any way, but they didn't try to violate my brothers in any way, shape, or form. And if them brothers chose to not do nothing or do something, that was their right because they were the ones being attacked. And who the fuck are we to say whether they can defend themselves or not? If y'all want to say maybe they shouldn't have been at the camp at the same time, that's fine. But to say that they could not have defended themselves or minimalize it to a damn chair, you don't know what it means to have your manhood attacked or to defend your brother. I yield.
All right. I got a question. I got a quick question.
Hey,
I'm
real
listening.
quick, Salakia, Yeshaya. Can you hear me?
Khan, yeah, go ahead, Elder.
Yeah. Let me clear up some more stuff because of the little slick comments and talk and a little pride. You can hear it. Number one, nobody came up with a breakdown of the third in heaven, brother. I told you that was something, I don't even know where it came from. I just start hearing brothers say it. I'm like, oh, that's what they say about General Yohana. Nobody sat around and came down with a breakdown. So, no, you know what I'm saying? That's just something that developed. That brother started saying. I don't even know who started it. It's just something it's like a saying that goes on. So nobody sat around and came with a breakdown. Furthermore, we don't care about y'all saying y'all the home of the truth. We could give less than two damns about that, brother. The only thing brothers is just pointing that out as a talking point. But we don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? ISUPK could knock themselves out. As far as brothers talking about brothers, yes, there was a time where I didn't say nothing about ISUPK. I still don't really say nothing about y'all. It's times I've had defended y'all brothers up until this day. It might have not been on video or nothing. But like, oh no, them brothers doing the work. We don't agree with their stance that they're the home of the truth and you're not in the truth unless you with them. We do believe there's men of the Lord in that organization. We remember Johanna from One West. It ain't that serious. We don't sit around having a damn powwow about ISUPK. We really we good. Let y'all brothers do what y'all doing. So it ain't that serious, you know what I'm saying? And yes, everyone talks about each other, but I'm coming from a standpoint. I remember the time, I can speak for me, I remember the time I never said nothing about no ISUPK cats, not especially publicly. We might have had discussions like, yeah, them brothers, whatever. We might have saw something, whatever. It was your brothers. And like I said, whether I pull up receipts or not, I don't have to lie. It was your brothers attacking me for years. And I didn't say nothing back when I could have said something back. No, I didn't need no courage from Ephraim. I'm gonna reiterate that. I didn't know coverage from Shah. If I was gonna clap back, I would have clapped back on my own. Matter of fact, I would have told the camp, don't get involved. I'll handle it myself. Just give me a reader if I'm gonna clap back. But I'm like, that's beneath me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really tripping on these guys. But that's another thing is the pride, man. ISUPK, IUIC, y'all have to humble yourselves. Of course, you're gonna say no, it's not pride, but you're even pride in this conversation we're having, especially the first response you made with the little slick comments. But it's all good. But y'all brothers are prideful, and if y'all don't humble yourselves, the Most High gonna do it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing about it. But we don't care either, brother. We don't care. Y'all brothers do what y'all gonna do. It's not going to cause HOI to lose no sleep. It's not going to stop us from doing the work. So once again, brothers, don't flatter themselves. That's what a lot of this about is this pride high horse thing. But nobody cares. Be on your high horse, be on your pride, and just do the work. Nobody's losing no sleep about it. But all we're saying is, all this other stuff that came out of this discourse, yeah, that's stuff that can be talked about, but nobody really cares about that. The purpose of me even coming up here, and to me, the most important thing about this conversation is this should not happen in the nation of Israel. I could give less than 2 fucks if you want to be the only camp with the truth. If Yohana's the only one that came out of, I could care less than none of that because I know it's not true. That's not true scripturally, and it's not true in reality. So I could care less than about that. It's just, it could have been, Lord forbid, it could have been 2 other camps, Lord forbid. It could have been the XYZ camp and the ABZ camp, and I would have the same position. So this ain't really about, ISUPK, and we talk about each other, whatever. That's going to be there. Regardless, that's going to be there. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is, I would hope, and I believe you brothers are too proud to even consider anything that I say, but I'm going to put it out there anyway since you're on here and you represent that organization. I would hope that you brothers would see this for what it is. Now you saying a fucking chair. Yes, the brother did overreact about a chair. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. That's just me. You know, take it with a grain of salt. Oh, that nigga, Zabak, he ain't in the truth. We ain't got to listen to nothing he say. Fine. But the bottom line is this shouldn't happen in Israel. Nobody in Israel, no grown-ass men that got the Bible in their hand should be physically fighting over a damn sidewalk that the white man technically controls. That's the bigger picture. Don't let it get lost in translation. Don't let the pride and the Most High is only dealing with us and you men don't know what you're talking about. Don't let that blind the righteous judgment of what should come out of this. And you and ISUPK don't probably give a damn about what I just said. Take it with a grain of salt, but maybe I'm going to put it out there because maybe somebody else will hear it and learn from it. Or maybe ISUPK can say, fuck that nigga Zabak, but what he said is real. And I yield the floor on that. Kwame Ashala. Shalom.
Hey, before you go, Zabak, can I just address the pride part real fast, Tarot?
I got you real quick. Now, matter of fact, go ahead.
I appreciate it, Tarot. Zabak, I don't like, if we're being honest, I'm the one that said both sides talk. If I was prideful, I would say, nah, y'all talk. Even the whole home of the truth thing, I haven't said nothing about us being home of the truth and y'all not this whole conversation. That would be pride talk. Even when y'all talking about a chair, I never said he had to hit him when when he touched the chair. I just understand manhood and why he did it. I'm not throwing those shots. I'm responding in kind to the things that you're saying. Even when you say, y'all may not listen to me, anybody on this stage will attest to you that I talk to a lot of brothers that's not in ISUPK and listen to them. Because that's the point. It's not about pride. Home of the truth does not mean that I can't convene. I invite every brother to come to any event that we're having and all of that. So to get up here, I don't want no narrative of me being prideful. If I was prideful, I would be pro ISUPK and pro everything we said. I've only talked about what was said about us and just explained it. I explained the third from heaven. I explained even the whole, I never said y'all don't come out of One West. I agree that you come out of One West. I'm just saying Commander General Yohanan never left One West. So I never said y'all didn't come out of One West. That never came out of my mouth. I just said he's the only one, and the other generals that stayed with him, that can say that they are One West, which would be true. So that's all that I said, Rogers.
That don't even make sense. But go ahead, my bad.
Well, they didn't say Shalom in One West. They say it after One West. That's an example.
Salakia, Cap, you basing on that? I mean, what do you mean that he's the only one that stayed with One West? Like,
because he never left his first love, meaning when he came and was under them 7, the only reason he's in charge is because those men left him. He didn't leave them. They left him. Arya told him, even if I leave the truth, you don't. And when Arya left, Commander Jenny stayed where he was at. Everybody else split, whether they did it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Commander Jenny never split, ever. That's what I mean when I say he's the only one that can lay claim to One West. That's not saying that y'all ain't come out of One West. That ain't saying that y'all didn't come up under the brothers in One West, the 7 heads. Nobody ever said that. But if we keeping it real, tell me what other organization General Howard was in, and then you tell me the different organizations y'all was in. And if you was in more than one outside of ISUPK or One West, that's the point that I'm making.
Cap, it's still not adding up, Cap. But we're going to go on beyond that. Because what I'm saying, Cap, listen, once again, he left One West as far as the school. What you're saying is because he's trying to keep the tradition of One West? That's
yeah, he kept. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Got you. I ain't saying he trying to keep it. I'm saying he kept it. He kept what them 7 heads laid down. That's what he kept. He hasn't raised himself up. He has the same rank. He didn't make him a chief head priest. He didn't get big-headed and say, well, I'm chief head priest, Commander Jenny or I can't even say general because he would just be, I'm chief head priest, Yohana. He didn't even say that. The rank that he had when he left, when the men left him, is the same rank he has to this day. I've earned more rank than him, meaning I started out as a trooper, made it to a 50, 500, 5,000 cap. I've had more rank raises than him. Matter of fact, everybody in this ISUPK has more rank raises than him. So what I'm saying is he's never done, even if you want to say, he would tell you he didn't earn the spot of being commanding General Yohana because he tried to get it. He tried to give it away. If anybody know the story, which he told, he tried to give away the position. He didn't want the position because he knew the burden that came with the position. But he kept that tradition that those men laid down. Everybody else that left, they have some of One West, and then they have some of the things that came with the change when they left One West. Whether it be doctrinal, whether it be words, whether it be attire, whatever it may be, there's a change from y'all, from the original One West. That's what I'm saying, Tara. I hope that makes sense.
I mean, we could have this kind of Cap. I could.
Yeah, you can hit me in the back chat.
We could have this conversation, but I could show you things that he's doing that wasn't part of One West. But anyway, that's another topic. You said before, how do we move on now? How do we change this situation? Because Israel is...
You know what, to be honest, Tara, you and I, or HOI and let's say Lions of Israel, let's say House of David, Sakari, and ISUPK, we could probably figure out what to do amongst brothers quicker than you can with IUIC. I've invited Daniel Allah to tell you, and I'm going to say this part. When we had that cookout, that first cookout, Tara, I don't know if you came to that cookout. I started by first going to Daniel Allah camp and Hashar's camp. And I said, let me start with them. I might have reached out to Zabak. Not sure if I did. Can't remember. But I do know I reached out to them too. And I said, listen, Commander Jenny Hanna said, let's sit down at the table. Let's become one body. Yeah, it would be ISUPK, but it wouldn't be something where, you'd be a trooper or this or whatever. I said, let's at least sit down and have the conversation. Both of them agreed. Neither one showed up. Neither one. Daniel Allah has still never given me an answer why he never showed up. and Hashar has sent I forget the brother's name, short brother that's in his school, to my school when we was on 115th Street to that they couldn't make it, and there was never a rescheduling. I have always offered to brothers from every, you ask Alazar, he'll tell you all the time, I've said, hey, come, let's sit down and at least have the conversation. So nobody can say that. Now, again, I can't speak for HOI because I can't recall if I ever went to Zabak or not. So if he said I didn't, I'm going to just go with what he says. But as far as other Israelite groups, I've said that to them. So I've done it. And when I'm saying I've done it, when I've spoken, me speaking would be Commander General speaking on that. So if y'all want to do that, we can sit at the table, have a conversation, and then see where we could come to where it ain't, even if, let's say, we don't join up, so to speak. It could still be something where y'all ain't got to say nothing about us, particularly we ain't got to say nothing about y'all. It could still be that. So that offer is always on the table. All y'all got to do is just reach out to me. So everybody's heard it. The 631 people in this room have heard it. If y'all reach out to me and want to have that conversation, we can have that conversation.
Yeah, Salakia, Yeshaya, Baba Kushal. The hypocritical stuff, and I know I'm the dog in the yard. I'm the dog that barks. I ain't a dumb dog. So when I see certain things, and I'm a receipt holder. I got receipts. The reason why I pop off, and even the video that went kind of viral, that was me. That was my Instagram. And of course the Mac News, because I love hard. I'm an Ephraimite from Brooklyn. I love hard. When I love brothers, I'm 1,000% with you. You do me wrong though. I know people don't deal with the zodiacs, but I'm kind of a Cancer. So, that there was a time when me and Gorilla Hebrew had it out here, right? And when I made that statement to Club Camp, and across the line radio video, you was like, shout out to Chief Ephraim, my man. You know what I'm saying? And this was before, because my timeline is ill. So this is where this is the backstory of this all. And this
You talk
is
about me, right, Chief? When I said shout out to my man, got you.
Yes, sir. So when you said that, and you said I don't really know him. I met him a couple times and we talked. So it was and I could be wrong, but I know so in the discord amongst brethren, things happen like that. Brothers do that. Everybody want to be the top champ. So after that, when this sucker did the documentary on us, which was all false accusations, maybe like I say 10% of it was true. Maybe 10% of it was true. And the frontline commercial on Cross the Line and on Clubhouse rooms was you again. So now we went from, yo, my man Chief Ephraim, when I said that about Sakari, and then now the scripts is flipped where you were like, yo, well, why nobody's making a big deal about this documentary? Y'all gotta see it. Like you was the billboard for it. And you was the only one doing that. Well, besides FOPE. So that ruffled a lot of feathers. And it's like, wait a minute. Now that's hypocritical. If there's nothing hypocritical, and you said that I'm talking about you, so you know that, and then this situation with this clown from Detroit that did that, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I thought I was your man, son. It was all good just a week ago. So now I'm seeing the hypocritical shit, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, now the gloves is off. You got your car jack. And it was just a chain of events. And it was like, damn, the Most High just dropping this in my lap. You know what I'm saying? And I got hella shit, because I'm like that. I'm petty like you. I'm petty like others. Y'all niggas is petty. I'm petty too. I'm fucking petty. So I got receipts. I got nukes sitting in my back pocket. that I was about to unleash before Passover. And Priest Sabak called a fast. I said, I can't do this after the fast. He called a fast 3 days before the Passover. I said, I got to let the leaven go. You see what I'm saying? But I was ready to unleash the beast. I was ready to unleash the crackling. You see what I'm saying? So this is the stuff like, yo, if we going to be cordial, let's be cordial. But you know what I'm saying? That there is hypocritical stuff here. There's a lot of hypocritical stuff.
Hey,
And then, yeah, I yield.
no,
But
Chief, I don't
that's,
want you to not talk.
yeah.
Here's what I want you to, like, you calling it hypocritical, right? When when that video came out with General Hyman, with the whole, when they swore he was telling Chris Rock to go give a crack and stuff like that, right? I'm not saying you did, but you're aware a lot of Israelites talk about it, right?
Come on. Okay.
I'm asking
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Right. I never looked at any of them wrong for talking about it. Like what you saying to me is hypocritical. The reason why I said you was my man, because what Alazar and them did was out of pocket. And if we as Israelites, if we show respect of person just because we know you when there's an allegation or there's a charge and you got to face it, we should bring it to the light to be faced. So even if it's about me, when I remember when that woman did that show with Polite, I didn't care who talked about it. I knew none of it was true, so I had no problem with anybody saying, Kat, was you beating your wives? Can your daughter not come to the Passover? Can you do it? I respect it if they did. There's a Clubhouse group on here called Truth Mafia. They did the room wasn't about that video, but the room ended up being about that video. And when I came in that room, I didn't say they was wrong for talking about it. I don't think that Israelites should hold other Israelites back from speaking against something that they see as wrong or out of pocket. If we're brothers or if we're so-called Israelites, isn't that to be expected? Otherwise, it becomes a respected person. So I see this DVD with all that stuff out. I ain't going to say nothing about it because I just said Chief Ephraim is my guy. If that was reversed, I'm going to tell the truth about it or tell what happened. So I don't necessarily look at me as being hypocritical to y'all. I'm just bringing something to the light because it should be brought to the light. Because maybe here's a fault of mine. Here's what made the problem. If somebody accuses me of something and then I got to come into a room and answer to that accusation, I don't have that problem. So because I don't have that problem and I hold myself to that standard, I hold everybody else to, let's say, the same standard. And maybe that's wrong. Maybe you could tell me I shouldn't be like that. But I'm not necessarily being a hypocrite, but I don't think that we should hide anything that happens in Israel just because it's Israel. So that's why I said you was my guy with the whole Alazar thing, because I felt like a lot of people wasn't talking about it. And I got so caught up in it, I had said I think I said some false shit about Alazar. I had to apologize for the shit. But I didn't have to apologize for what I felt was out of the spirit, but I did have to apologize for implying he did something he didn't do, which I did. Made a video about it and everything. So I don't know if I look at that necessarily as hypocritical, but if we see something happen in Israel the same way if something happens in the world and we talk about it, we should talk about it as well. And then if y'all come and y'all say, nah, this ain't happened, that happened, then we stand on it, fine. And that's it. Because I forgot all about the DVD. I don't even talk about it no more. But until it gets addressed, we shouldn't hide it. Because I think if we're honest men, I think that's what we accuse like the church of doing or the community of doing, of hiding stuff. So that's why I don't look at it as hypocritical.
Right. So I'm gonna let the scripture speak real quick. Ecclesiasticus 11:10. It says, "My son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing." So, of course, yeah, that's physical as well. But when brothers jump into stuff and they don't really know, you jumping in an affair, yeah, it was something that was on us, but it's from somebody's accusations. So now when you become a busybody and put your nose in people's business, You know what I'm saying? Like DMX said, nosy people get it too. So, you know, that's where the spirit of the crackling comes out. So now it's like, I'm on your ass. You see what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, pause. You know what I mean? But I'm on you now. I'm that dog. I'm the dog in the yard. I'm gonna jump the fence. I'm gonna make sure I get you. I'm gonna run you down. And that's in me. You see what I'm saying? So, and especially when I see brothers coming at the body, and it's like, brothers don't know what happened with this dude. You know what I'm saying? And he disappeared off the map. You haven't seen a nothing. And most of the people that dog us out, they disappear. They just, they end up bugged out they rabbit ass mind. And this be the true fruits of what their intentions was. And people don't see that. If you looking through the spirit, you're going to see it. So when that meddling, like, even okay, yeah, the club camp thing, it was like, you know, yeah, you said that, but it was still, it's just like, it's a little bit of it's meddling in affairs, because I even told that to Gorilla Hebrew, with not me calling him that. I said, don't be mad if people call you that. And then he got upset and brought up my past, which was a corny ass move too. You see what I'm saying? And so, but it was just, you know, I deal with the scripts, and then it's just like, you know, so when it says thou shalt not escape, it's like, okay, now I'm on you. Now I'm on you. Every bit I get, I got receipts. I got shit that you know what I'm saying? And I save it for a rainy day, because I'm petty. I'm petty like that. So, you know, I would like to get this shit over with and not deal with this, because to me, it's corny. This is like your ex trying to get back at you all the goddamn time. You see what I'm saying? And it is corny.
I agree.
It's petty shit. Y'all see the escalation of what could happen. You know what I'm saying? With all this contention and the spirit of animosity, and, you know, all the slick talking on back and forth. Because I watch y'all. The only, I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all the only, I watch y'all Thursday night joint when I be door dashing. I listen to you and Katazat. To me, y'all niggas is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And y'all the only ones I do watch out of ISUPK. I'm not gonna hold you. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm watching, and I'm like, damn, you know, there's a lot of shit y'all done said. Y'all call these brothers all types of gay shit. You know what I'm saying? IUIC. Y'all went out of pocket many times calling faggots and gay niggas and bitches, and it's like, I can see why this type of situation is escalating. So we gotta watch what we put out there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's eventually, you know, that what you put out there is gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? And the tongue is life and death. It's life and death. You know what I mean? So this is part, and that's why I made a live yesterday. It got deleted because I couldn't save it, but this is part of why I said that whole thing in Kansas City was judgment on, it was a double cup of judgment on both camps. You see what I'm saying? It was brewing, and it's an example of how not to be. It's an example for all Israel. So, you know, we should learn from this, and we should mature from it. You understand? So that's where I'm at with it, and I yield.
Shalom. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, shalom. We hear you.
Yeah, man, the bigger picture is this should not happen amongst camps. You know, some stuff is getting aired out on here, but I don't want the main topic to get lost in translation. Because, you know, a lot of stuff between HOI and ISUPK is coming up, which is not really enough to, like Ephraim said, this shit is corny at the end of the day. Nobody's losing sleep over this stuff, but it's like, we men. It does get annoying, and it's like, but damn, you know, should I say something or should I just let it go? But it's just being disrespectful, like Ephraim said, meddling. Now, I want to go back to the pride thing, and I don't want to harp on this. In general, I believe both organizations are dealing with pride. People on the outside looking in can say HOI is dealing with pride. We all need to humble ourselves, but I definitely will say I believe ISUPK and IUIC is dealing with certain levels of pride. And one main part of that pride is that spirit of the Most High is only dealing with us. Once again, we don't care about that, but maybe it's something y'all brothers do need to examine. So when I made the pride statement, you are a part of ISUPK, and I believe you and your organization are dealing with a certain level of unrighteous and unjust pride. Maybe I could say the same thing about HOI. Fine, I'll throw myself in there so it don't get lost in translation. I'll throw us in there so it don't get lost in translation. Another thing about the tit for tat thing, I will say, hold on.
Hey, Salakia, can I be heard?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, just to address a few things. You know, when I set up this platform, this is a HOI platform. When I set up this platform,
Shalom, Paul. Salakia King, Salakia. The announcer was on. I'm just gonna land my plane. Then I'm done with this. I gotta get out of here anyway. I didn't even mean to be on here this goddamn clubhouse this long, but the part about going back and forth, maybe if we meet, we meet. If we don't, we don't. But maybe brothers can just say, hey, if brothers don't clap at us unjustly, we ain't got to clap back at nobody for no reason. Of course, if something off happens in the nation, you know brothers going to talk about it. You know brothers going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's going to be talked about. But one example I want to give you is Tazaryak. When that situation, when Polite put your ex-wife up there on that video, I didn't agree with that. I was like, yo, don't go after a man's wife. And I called you, but you was doing your Thursday night show. We couldn't talk. But I called you just to say, hey, Ak, I saw what was going on, man. I don't agree with that. You know, I don't know if none of that stuff is true, but, you know, brother, you know, I'm praying for you, whatever this brother tried to put you out there. I called you to talk to you as a brother, and I was going to ask you if certain things was true as concern out of a brother. But notice, I didn't just take the video and run with it, brother. I didn't take it and start sharing it, what's going to be done about this. And you might say, well, I don't care if you would. But I'm not going to do that because number one, I'm going to fact check it first. That woman could be saying anything about you. And all brothers are saying is maybe that same respect should be given to brothers. If you don't really know what's going on. I know we had an issue when the child molestation charges was being brought up against us. And you said what you had to say about me. You did a car chronicle about it. And I was like, damn, Tazaryak. I know I had made a comment, but a lot of people didn't know where my comment came from. And everybody was so emotional. They were just like, well, you shouldn't have made that comment. Brothers was dealing with emotion and not asking me what I was talking about. Yes, I did laugh when I made the comment, but it was something based upon the counsel that we had with the brother where we corrected him. And to brothers, it looked like, oh, you laughing about him dealing with a young girl. But maybe brothers should try to fact check things before you go making videos about it, telling everybody they need to watch it. Ain't nothing being done about this. Hey, yo, what's up, Art? Because, like I said, I'm using an example. When Polite did that to you, I called you to fact check or to talk to you. I'm not going to share this video. Yo, did you hear this about Tazaryak? Yo, did you hear this? You know, my ex-rib have talking to your wife and said things to me, and I said, listen, that's their business. When me and her were together, I said, that's their business. Whatever that woman got to say about Tazaryak, that ain't none of my business. I'm not thirsty to be in that man's household. And now you might say, I don't care. Call me on it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I understand that, Salakia. I understand that, but there's a way that we all as Israel should go about things. You hear something about a brother, go to that brother. Yo, what's up, Ak? This is true. I don't give a damn how many videos is made. Of course, if people put up receipts, it's like, damn, you really can't deny this. But I'm using an example of when I tried to reach out to you that night. We didn't get a chance to talk because you was doing your radio show. You couldn't talk. But I was reaching out to you as a brother to be like, yo, Ak, man, what is this woman up here talking about, brother? You know what I'm saying? Just to chop it up as a brother. So maybe that could kind of be a blueprint going forward. Don't just take something and tell everybody they need to watch it. Ain't nothing being done about this, and not just with HOI, with anybody. You know, if something come out about a brother that I know, I'm gonna either pray for that brother or I'm going to him. A camp, whatever. If I'm cordial with that camp, I'm going, yo, what's up with this, man? What's up with this these brothers put out? You know, brother, y'all were all don't have to air no dirty laundry. He recently went through something. I spoke with him and the brothers that was formerly in his camp. Hey, what's going on, Akim? I didn't some ish going on with SOT, and everybody need to watch what's going on. Check this out. Nah, let me talk to the horse's mouth. So maybe this is just in general, maybe this is just something that all of Israel can implement. You know, I'm not angry at nobody. I don't hate nobody. I have nothing against ISUPK. I have nothing against IUIC. Even with all the brothers might have said about me, cursed me. I was a little passionate earlier. It's not emotion. Emotion would have been what y'all saw Saturday. And I'm not taking a shot. That was emotion. Because men couldn't control their anger. Men couldn't control their emotions. I know as a man, I ain't gonna keep letting the nigga play me, but either way, started with emotion Saturday. That's emotions. Passion and like, I stand on what I'm saying. It's different. So that's all. Let's we know
Can I
better.
say something to you real quick, Zamar?
I'm gonna land my plane here. All I want to say is, I don't hate nobody in Israel. Everybody do their work, build, bring this nation back. But we know better. Let's try to do better. That's all I'm saying. And I yield on that. Anybody can say whatever. I'm done. I'll just listen in. Captain Tazariak got the floor.
We're gonna give it to Tazariak, and I got something to say. And I know Yeshaya is waiting too.
So what I'll do is about what you're saying, what you said from an HOI or ISUPK perspective. We just don't have to say anything about each other going forward, and we can start there. So whatever's been said, what's today? May 22nd or something like that, 21st. That's today's date. So going forward, we can just say, hey man, we ain't got to say nothing about y'all, whether we disagree, agree, or whatever. We don't have to make any disparaging remarks about y'all. Y'all don't have to make any remarks about us. The part that you said, and I think Ephraim said the same thing, if something happens, it'd be better to reach out and say, hey, Zabak, is this the case? Or shower par, whatever it may be, is this the case? And then deal with it that way instead of going public first. And then we start there. And then at least, although we may not agree on everything, we're not out there bashing each other, as you say. It ain't magic though. So I ain't saying like it just happens right away, but that is what we both could do. Y'all side could do, and our side could do. And we can start right there.
Khan, I totally agree with that. And everything is a start. You know, everything is a start. And you know, I basically been on that. I'm vocal tonight because of everything that you know, this situation that happened, and I want to see better. I want to see better for Israel. But I don't have to really say nothing about no camp. I really don't. My brothers, they get a little passionate because they see, yo, these cats coming at us. What's up? You know, but that's a start, brother. I think that's wisdom. And if we practice more of that in the nation, we'll be better as a nation. We ain't got to come together. How is y'all going to do that? But we'll be better and we'll be more efficient with getting this work done. And I yield on that.
No sweat, I yield as well.
I just want to say, when I open up this platform, right? I open up this platform on regards of just having
Salakia,
edified
Salakia. Elder, can you mute up? Okay, here we go. Go ahead, Shalpa.
Yeah, when I open up this platform, even though this is an HOI platform because I'm part of HOI, and I yield to the leadership and eldership of Elder Zabak and Elder Torah, you know, this doesn't mean that this isn't a platform where I want all Israel to be edified. You know what I'm saying? I call this the kosher breakfast because Yahweh Shai said, if you love me, feed my sheep. So I look to feed Israel, period. You know what I'm saying? And if I do come at something, I'm never coming at the person. I got brotherly love for all my brothers. I'm not never coming at the person. If I feel like that doctrine upsets me, like personally, ISUPK, I'm not sure if y'all still running with it, but I think that y'all said that John Baptist is not in the truth, right? That doctrine, I hated it, and I went at the doctrine, but I never really want to go at brothers. I never want to go at brothers personally. I never want to go at brothers emotionally. I want things to just be about my Father's business, right? And I'm going to come at doctrine. I'm going to talk about stuff that's within the nation, but definitely when things occur and it might involve any other camp or any camp in general, I'll do my best to reach out to them brothers, right? So from now on, if anything involves ISUPK, I'm gonna reach out to you first, Cesariot, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that I get at least your side of your view of things, right? My only thing I would say in correction is that take a look at what brothers are saying to you about the spirit of pride, because I felt that, because I was pushing for UPK to come back on this platform. That's why I told you, hey, we're gonna go for the new year. We're gonna go for the new year. You know what I'm saying? After brothers get rid of that leaven after the Passover. I'm saying I'm gonna have the UPK back on the kosher breakfast. I was gonna push that to the camp and see if Elder Zabak agreed, but then when Katazak kept on running his mouth, everything just got foiled. You know what I'm saying? Everything got foiled. So when you heard me say that the new year, and then you said, nah, forget about it, to me that showed a spirit of pride, and the whole situation that happened with the two camps brawling, the spirit of pride, I say, was on both men, because either one of those camps could have walked away at any time. David could have killed Saul, but just cut a piece of his garment. Brothers got to look at our righteous forefathers. The disciples, they asked Yahushua to rain down fire from heaven, and Yahushua refused. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to, show mercy to one another, and let's try to be more humble with one another, especially while the enemy is watching. And I agree with you that, maybe the enemy should have never been called, but then you don't know if brothers would have felt some type of way from getting laid out like that on the concrete and probably grabbed a weapon. You don't know what type of thing like that could escalate to. So brothers should stay away from that, because you don't want the enemy to label us like we Bloods and Crips, like we out here like Whack 100, part of a gang. This ain't no gang stuff. This ain't no camp banging stuff. This is the business of the Most High, and we got to conduct ourselves in that way. That's my only correction I'll have for you, brother, and I yield.
Hey,
Cap,
Chief,
you got any last word?
oh, I appreciate it. The camp thing, I mean, we probably just gonna have to disagree on that, because I'll be trying to let it go when people try to call it pride or something like that. I just don't see it as pride, as them brothers not wanting to lose their ground. And like I said, they didn't do anything to them. It was what was being done to them that they responded to. They didn't attack none of them. They didn't say nothing. Well, they both went verbally, but they didn't come directly. They didn't point the speaker. They didn't do none of that. Them brothers was totally in the right. And the only thing I'm saying is that they could not have done anything. Y'all are right about that. But they also could have done something and then just accepted it. Because as a man, you should be able to be a man. Period. And so as men, that's what they chose to do. So I don't fault them brothers for anything that they did. I applaud them for what they did, and I would never kill their spirit by saying you shouldn't have defended your brother. You shouldn't have felt like you was being violated and not did nothing. You just not raised that way. To do that.
That's what I'm talking about, though, Ak. Like, that was not a good look for Israel, Ak. It wasn't. It looked like some nigga shit.
It
looked
wasn't a
like
good
some
look for
old nigga
Israel.
shit.
It
looked like some nigga shit, Ak. I gotta be real with you, King. I gotta be real with you out of love, Ak. It looked like some old nigga shit. And that's not a good look for Israel. The scriptures say to abstain from all appearance of evil, Ak.
Right.
That looked like some old wild nigga shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say if they would have never had to fight, but they would have just been at the camp. It wouldn't have been no different. There's two camps at the camp doing whatever it is that they do. It wouldn't have been no different. The only thing different is, like, I believe y'all didn't leave your camp in Detroit. Y'all stayed across the street from the brothers. But y'all still kept camp. The only difference is maybe y'all didn't personally attack each other, but y'all did because as a man, you said, okay, we at this camp spot, we're going to stay at this camp spot. We didn't do anything different. Only thing difference is they chose to attack those brothers, and them brothers eventually defended themselves and felt like enough was enough. So I partially agree with you that they didn't have to do nothing, but I put that in their hands because I'm not there. I'm not the one that's being provoked, or I'm not the one that's being all the stuff said to me, invading my space, trying to take coolers and all this other stuff. That's not happening to me. So it's easy for us on the outside looking in to say, okay, yeah, we just gonna have camp. But then these brothers and these men keep doing all this stuff to us. It's easier for us to say it because we ain't there.
Hey,
So
I
no,
didn't say it was gonna be easy, but I know it wasn't easy for David to avoid Saul, and
but why
Saul
y'all
wanted
didn't
to
shut
kill
y'all
David.
camp down in Detroit when ISUPK was out there? Why didn't y'all shut that down?
What'd you say?
Why didn't y'all shut down y'all camp in Detroit when y'all saw ISUPK out there? Is it because they was down the
Because
street, not directly in front?
yeah, there was down the street, so we went to the whole opposite corner. You know what I'm saying? And we decided to hold camp on the whole opposite corner from them, because that's enough space. We wasn't like trying to battle brothers at all.
Yeah,
Even
we
though
wasn't trying to
brothers,
battle brothers either. We just found that spot that we had.
even though brothers, you know what I'm saying, did come over and try to intimidate the camp. You know what I'm saying? And I had to react to that. But, that's neither here nor there. I'm saying, like, I listen, if brothers was really, frustrated with one another, y'all could, like, brothers could have at least said, cut off the cameras. Let's go around the corner and give it 3 minutes. Who's your best fighter? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that looked like some whole nigga shit on tape, and you don't want to dismay the fruit. You understand? And in a real life situation, and let me just say this last thing, in a real life situation, right? Right, my rib, right? She's on stage, right? Or she was on stage, right? She's on stage right now. I can see her brother, right? Her brother, because we talked to her brother about the truth, and he came across the UPK, and he was listening to them, and you know, he asked questions, and he let the UPK know that his sister's in the truth. And this member of the UPK told my wife's brother, Shaquat, right? He told my wife's brother that she's not in the truth because she's not part of the UPK. You understand? And that just turned him off. He's like, damn, this sound like some gangbanging shit. This sound like a Grape Street versus another street. You know what I'm saying? So brothers gotta chill sometimes with that pride and that segregation they have with other brothers, because the fruits of the spirit is showing.
What I want to say,
So like it real quick, that Detroit thing too, we promoted that, and that's what was kind of tricky about it. We promoted that joker for about a month, had a internet flyer, and we promoted the opening. You know what I'm saying? So we had a lot of when we pull up to a city, that's what we do, so we could give the people the heads up, so we can break bread after. So we did that, and it just so happened to be they ended up being there. And that's what we kind of took it like, what they seen the flyer and they showed up here because brothers were saying they wasn't here before. So that was
hey, when the reason,
Shalom. Can y'all hear me?
yeah,
God.
Oh, Salakia, real quick, also on that Detroit move, when I was doing a live at a brother,
You in the matrix.
You're breaking up, Elder. You're in the matrix, Elder.
Nah, we can't hear you.
I might have to mute him so he knows that he's in the matrix.
Hey, Elder, you're in the matrix. You're in the matrix, Elder.
Can y'all hear me now?
Hey, when he comes back, I'll definitely start talking. The reason why I had yielded after Zabak spoke, when he said he yields and I yields, because I think at that point, Zabak and myself, Zabak represents, of course, HOI. I represent ISUPK, and we came to a starting point of, okay, we won't do this with you guys, y'all won't do that with us, which is a start or a beginning. And the reason why I yielded is because, like, when we start, um, even like Shaw Paul, like when you bring that story up and stuff like that, it's gonna force a response from me, and then the response may not be welcome. And maybe it's not the time to graduate to why we shouldn't say this or why we shouldn't say that, because I'm not telling anybody how to run their house. So I don't think nobody is in a position to tell us how to run out. You can always give your opinion, but if we at a point of potentially, let's call it, let's say it like a truce or something where we're not necessarily going back, I think we should let that grow or let that just be planted before we start saying you can't say this or you can't say that, because it's going to force a response. And then I was ready to respond and give my response. And then I say, you know what, I'll just take low. Like the scriptures say, why not just take low? So I'll take the low seat of this one and not respond at all, but also ask if we could just leave it where Zabak and I left it, where we won't say anything about y'all. Y'all don't say anything about us. See where that goes, and then just go from there. And then maybe another time, maybe 2 weeks from now, a month from now, however long, a year from now, whatever it is, we could have a conversation as to why we shouldn't say those things, and it might be heard. But it's not in a position for me to tell you how to run HOI, nor for you to tell me how to run my brothers in ISUPK. But I think we did make a starting point.
Granted.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Salaki, I don't want to show up. I had a question for Cap on that subject, if it's okay.
What did you say?
Yeah, this question for Cap on that subject, just for the purposes of what they was him and Priest about was talking about, if that's okay.
You kind of broke up. I can't really hear you.
Yeah, Khan, you broke up.
All right, what about
Shalom, can y'all hear me?
God. It's choppy, but we can hear you.
Elder. But go ahead. Oh, it's okay, y'all.
All right, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now?
Before we go to iPhone, that's why. Yeah, go ahead.
Can y'all hear me now?
We can hear you. It's a little choppy, but we got you. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, so, you know, we don't keep going back and forth, but just to bring some clarity, to Zaryak, I think Shabapar was just kind of bringing it back to the main topic of what we was talking about, the whole camp banging and just, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda, you know, type thing. And I think it just extended into, you know, how brother moved in general. I don't think it was to defend his position. And of course he can speak for himself, but us being one body, I was necessarily trying to tell you how to run the ISUPK. He was just basically stating something he don't agree with. Brother shouldn't really say that, you know, but that's about it. Can y'all hear me? All right, yeah. So, and another thing, just one more thing with Detroit, because not to keep bringing things up, but we want clarity. We want the story to be told the right way. With Detroit, when I went live, and the brother came on there saying, well, don't come to Detroit, and this and that, and whatever, ISUPK is all. I thought the brother was threatening me at first, but then he said ISUPK is already here. What happened is we kind of took that as, like Ephraim said, we feel like the brothers purposely came out there on that block, because we were coming. And furthermore, when I got to the camp later, and the brothers, where we were set up, and then I said, well, where was ISUPK? We were nowhere near each other, even though we were in the same area and technically on the same block, but it was enough space. It was more than enough. It was nothing like Kansas. So we felt like, damn, did them brothers come out here purposely because they knew we was going to be here? Because a brother from Detroit told us nobody be out there. Said nobody be out at that camp spot. So that's all. That's what happened with Detroit. We wasn't Wasn't trying to step on ISUPK toes in Detroit. The brother told me, don't, straight up, don't come out there. And I was like, brother, what are you talking about? And I turned up a little bit like, yo, don't fucking threaten me, brother. Don't threaten me. You threatening me. I take this as a threat. Then ISUPK is here already or whatever. But that's what happened with that. It was almost like the brother said, well, we're gonna go out there on that same block because they out there. Maybe they thought they was gonna take over the spot, but we ended up setting up down the block and across the street where we were nowhere near each other, so it wouldn't be off. Someone, like we said, I think a lot of this is
Breaking
just
up
to
again.
bring clarity. A lot is to bring clarity to somebody how they can run organization. And I yield on that.
Hey, Cap, did you want to say something about that? If not, we just get the floor to Corey.
Hold on.
No, you can give I don't think I got nothing to say. I don't know about Detroit. He doesn't have a witness to it. Like I said, something on Facebook. When I'm saying witness, I'm not accusing him of not what he's saying is not true. I'm not accusing him of that, or anything. But I don't really care about it. Meaning, like, not care like to be disrespectful to you guys. But like I said, when Zabak spoke earlier and I spoke, I'll just leave it at that. So as far as the camp in Kansas goes, we just gonna disagree on that. We just gonna disagree on that. That has nothing to do with pride. I gave y'all both options. I said he could have not done anything. So I'm yielding that he could not have done anything. But I understand why he did. I understand as a man. I understand as a brother that I wish I was there. Maybe it wouldn't even happen if I was there. But I understand why he did what he did. So we just gonna have to disagree on that.
Okay, Khan.
Okay, just in the spirit of not keeping all the, you know what I'm saying, back and forth going on my side, I had a question based on pride, and the elders already addressed it. They already basically said everything I wanted to say. I was gonna ask it in a question form, but like I said, just to keep the responses from going back and forth, whatever. Basically, the same information came out, so I'm gonna yield to whatever question Corey had.
Khan, that's fine.
Hey, Corey, you there?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me now?
Khan, we hear you, King. You got a
Yeah, I got a newborn in the background, so excuse if she speak. Shout out to the Crown of Thorns platform and HOI platform. Shalom to the room. Yeah, my question was where Priest Sabak and Captain Tazaryak ended when they spoke about the agreement. So I know Priest Sabak being the head of HOI, he can, pretty much come to that decision and then kind of place that decision on the rest of the camp. So that was my question to Cap, being that you spoke earlier, being one of the faces of UPK, but not the head of UPK, being one of the captains, but you kind of came to that decision of agreeing not to speak on HOI. I just wanted to give you the space to give clarity to the room on how you would go about, coming to that decision, but also communicating with the rest of UPK to yield to that position, whether it's members that's under your rank or above you. I know you got captains and generals, so on and so forth, that's above you. So what does it look like for them to also yield to the agreement that you just said for clarity purposes?
It's done already. As soon as I said it, the generals wouldn't. Generals not privy to this part. I've never really heard the generals, talk about HOI specifically, but not them specifically. But what I just said goes. So we ain't got to talk about HOI at all. The only caveat I said when I said it to him, I said it ain't magic. So it's not like 5 minutes from now somebody say something, y'all be like, Cap, I thought you didn't say they were gonna say anything. But what I said goes. So me saying that is a no. Did I answer it, Corey?
Yeah, Con. Appreciate it.
Wow. That's what.
Con. All right, so
Anybody else?
does any,
Yeah. If anybody else got nothing, I'm gonna head out. But if y'all let me know if y'all got anything else, I
right,
ain't
Con,
got no
I
problem
agree with
staying. I'm just, I don't want to stay if y'all gonna talk
Now
about
you
it.
and HOI just had to understand that. I'm not sure if any other brother on stage want to say anything though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. So if anybody got,
Salakia, I'd like to bring something to.
Hey, yo, did somebody drop Elijah down?
I'm not a moderator. So why?
Hold on. Out of sight. Raise your hand and come up. Raise your hand, Doc. I don't know if he dropped himself down by accident.
Nah, that was me. I meant to mod him.
Okay,
I
Con.
think I dropped him.
I got him. I'm gonna bring him back up. Hey, out of sight. You back up?
Yeah, can you hear me, King?
Con. Shalom. Yeah, go ahead, King. The floor is yours.
Shalom, Cat. So, with the whole understanding about brothers, not making videos about each other or talking about each other. Also, I noticed that, like, sometimes we be in these rooms, and you know how these rooms get capped. You know what I'm saying? We could be in these rooms, and we need to have some scoffers or some Christians or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Going at us, right? And we defended the gospel and also defending our positions. Um, and I came across a situation where we were being called as Israelites a cult. And I was saying, well, most cults, what I'm saying, have one specific leader, and as Israelites, there's no one specific leader. You have different factions, so that can't be, typically a cult. So I'm asking the Christians, so if we're a cult, who's our leader? You know what I'm saying? And one of the brothers came off the mic and was like, General Yohana is our leader, and I'm not saying that General Yohana may be his leader because he's in your camp, respectfully, right? But I'm saying just for the sake of the situation, what I'm saying, Yahweh Shah is the leader when we banding together to go against these scoffers, these Christians, and we bringing the word out, we tearing down strongholds and killing lies, right? You know what I'm saying? I think outside of just making it a situation where is we not making videos about each other, I think we should be able to be on code with each other when, what I'm saying, at least for the gospel, what I'm saying, where things like that shouldn't come into play. And my second part of this is I think that starts with the leadership, right? I hear you. I had a conversation in the room with Captain Katazak before about, the meeting that y'all proposed for people to come to, right? And I've also heard videos, what I'm saying, where Deacon ASAP has said the same thing about IUIC. But I believe that if a conversation between men, what I'm saying, if both men want to have the conversation will be had. Either it's somebody has put some stipulation in the way that stops the conversation from happening because the other person doesn't want to yield to the stipulation, or it puts the other person in the position of not being able to save face or whatever the case may be. So maybe instead of that conversation being had at somebody's particular cookout or whatever the case may be, do you think it's possible for that type of conversation to take place in a neutral area where nobody feels like, what I'm saying, they giving up something or they yielded to another person, where it could just be a conversation among men? I mean, because, the regular people that's in the camps, what I'm saying, I don't think they have a problem with dealing with each other because it happens every day on Clubhouse. I think if the leaders got together, what I'm saying, the people that's under them would follow. Like, how you feel about those things, King?
The first part about leadership, I don't think we could ever get to a point where we don't say we have a leader. I'm talking about us and ISUPK. The manager in Honda is always going to be our leader. I'm always going to have a man over me. So Captain Mashak will be the first man over me, and then it just goes up from there to the generals. So from that part, I could never correct them for it. I wouldn't do that. As far as the conversations and stuff like that, we can always do that. That's why I said we started here with HOI. Anybody else that want to have that conversation, my door is open. I'm probably the most approachable UPK member that's ever existed in life. So anybody that want to have that conversation, you don't have to wait till a cookout. You can always just contact me, call me, or whatever, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Hope I answered your question.
Yeah, definitely,
Con, all praises. This was a beautiful conversation. All right. All praises to the Most High. The elder and Captain Tazaria came to some form of agreement on how things are going to be done moving forward. Hopefully, both ends hold their part to that. All right. So, Cap, I know you said you had to head out. Was anybody
No,
else
I
got any
don't.
questions?
No. If anybody got any questions, I'm here for it. I thought if we're not done with it, then yes, I was gonna go. But if anybody got questions, I'll stay. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, con. Anybody else got any other questions? Anything they want to bring up? You know, if you're in the
Yeah,
audience, you got,
I wanted to ask Priest Zabak a question.
hold on 1 second. 1 second, Q. I got you. Go ahead, Elder Macabre. You got it.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, since we have this new truce, are the brothers allowed on our stages again? I wanted to know that we come to that point. I just want to know.
Yeah, con. Elder Zabak, you there? Elder, you there?
Them Jersey niggas want to stick together all the time. It don't matter what camp niggas is
I
in.
know, right?
And Brooklyn niggas always hating on Jersey.
East Orange in the house.
God. Elder Terrell, you there?
I'm in East Orange right now.
God. Elder Terrell, you there? I see you muted, but I can't hear him.
I mean, if y'all get the answer later, y'all can always hit me up and then let me know. And if that be the case, I'll, make sure I come in the room.
Concat. 1 second. I think Elder Terrell.
Yeah, me and Sabak. We
Yeah,
let
have
y'all
a
know.
right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, y'all should turn the chat back on. I think the people would appreciate the conversation that myself and you brothers had.
Hey, Cap.
Shalom.
Yeah, go ahead, Elder.
I agree, like the brother said. We should take baby steps. I mean, it's not magic. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Cap, just a side note. You don't tell us what to do.
I'm just saying chat lives matter. I mean, when y'all turned the chat off, I wanted to tell y'all to put the chat back on, but it probably was not the right time to suggest it. But I'm pretty sure these 500 some odd people would probably appreciate the conversation we had with all the animosity. I'm just giving a suggestion. That's all.
God.
Hey, who turned it off? Who turned it off anyway?
I don't know who turned it off.
Yeah.
Corey probably turned it off.
Corey did it.
No, I didn't bring nobody on the stage. I didn't turn no chats off. I didn't mind nobody up.
Hey, shalom.
Yeah, I think the brother.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I think the brother Q had a question for you.
Yeah,
Shalom. Can y'all hear me?
We hear you, Elder. Go ahead, Elder.
As far as everything, I think, like the brother said, it's not going to be magic. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. So let's take it one day at a time. Let's take baby steps, and let's just see where everything goes from here. As far as being back on stages or whatever, let's just take it one day at a time. And we'll update as we go along.
Let me look at the chat. Hey, the chat, y'all should be thanking me. Everybody should say to Water Cap for getting the chat put back on.
I got a great question. Can I ask one?
Hold on 1 second, Black Truth. Hey, Q, you there, King? Khan, you got the floor. The elder's still in here, but I know he's probably going to have to leave soon. But go ahead with your question, King.
Yeah, so my question, and shalom to the room, y'all about Shimmy,
Yeah, but you
double honors to the eldership. I just had a question about when Priest Sabak was gonna like come to the app and do those breakdowns that we had discussed a couple of weeks ago. Me and Elder Tara. Elder Tara had said that Priest Sabak would be, coming on the app to hold a class about Romans 11. So I was trying to see if that was still, going to happen. Like, do we got a date? You know what I'm saying? For the breakdown.
Yeah, I don't know if the box heard, but yeah, we're gonna get. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
hello,
box.
hello.
Hey, shalom, Priest Sabak.
Yeah.
Shalom. Shawapar.
Shawapar.
Khan.
Send them send them the class on Romans 11. You don't need me to come on Clubhouse and do a special breakdown. We got videos on Romans 11 already. Shawapar, send it to him.
Khan Zaquan. And I'll go over it on here too.
Right, I don't need a special visit from me. I'm going to give the same breakdown that HOI have out there already. So it don't have to be if I come on here and do it, I do it. If I don't, I don't. You're going to get the same breakdown that brothers got out there already.
Okay, no problem. I ain't mean no disrespect.
No, it ain't no disrespect.
No. But I know brothers feel like, oh, Elders Zabak gonna come on here, but y'all ain't gonna really hear nothing different from what the camp breakdown is already. I don't know. Maybe y'all like my voice.
No, I take that back. I take that because I did say, eventually.
No, I mean if I come up here and do it, we do it. But we got lessons on Romans 11 already. Who is that?
It's me. It's Q. It's Mathato, a younger brother.
Oh no disrespect taken, brother. But I was just saying, the breakdown is there.
That was my only question. I don't want to thank you for the time.
No, you good, King. There's no disrespect taken.
Metro Park will be next. Metro.
Sometimes brothers feel like, well, not you per se, brother Q, but in general, if the elders say it, but